Welcome, folks, to Into the Pond with Roggy. What this is my talking series where I just play a random game and talk to you guys either about video games or stuff that's going on with me. Since it's Mental Health Awareness Week, I thought I would share a little bit about about myself and my dealings with mental health. More specifically, schizophrenia. For those who don't know, I I have multiple things that I have quote unquote wrong with me. I have PTSD, which I'll never get into. I don't like talking about it. I have anxiety, and I have a bit of agoraphobia. I do not like leaving the house. But the biggest one that I've had all my life, as far as back as being 5 years old, is schizophrenia. So let's hop into it, shall we? So a lot of people don't realize that I have schizophrenia because I seem quote unquote normal, as some people would say. Schizophrenia kind of covers a lot of different things. There's people who are severely schizophrenic. There's people who are mildly schizophrenic. I would be classified as mildly severe. Mainly because I don't have visual hallucinations, but I have auditory hallucinations. Ever since I was 5 years old, I had a woman that speaks to me. My crazy, as some of us will say, is me hearing voices. Is a female, specifically voice, who claims to be, as crazy as it sounds, a Sumerian princess, a priestess. I didn't have the craziness where, as some people call it, I didn't have it where, I wanted to hurt people or anything like that, though I was, when I was younger, pretty violent, but there's a reason for that. It was mainly some of who I hung out with and stuff like that. Most of my issues comes from paranoia. A lot of schizophrenics have delusions. Some of them have delusions of grandeur. Some of them have, quote-unquote, friends or false memories. I always thought people were either out to get me or people were going to hurt me. Now, granted, because of the PTSD issues I have, there was some validity to that. But it was not the reason why of my paranoia. Even to this day, I have a lot of paranoia. I have it handled by taking a medication called Seroquel. Now, when I take medication, any type of medication, be it Tylenol or something like that, it affects me. I can, take very little. So I'm on a baby dose of Seroquel. Most people with schizophrenia, they probably put them up to 300 milligrams, which makes you like a complete zombie. I'm on an odd dose. I'm on 75 milligrams. I'm on 150 and 125 every night, which knocks me out. And for me, it works. I haven't heard her in years now because I've been taking the medication for years. Problem with antipsychotics and stuff like that is they tend to make you gain weight and make it almost impossible to lose. So I have gained a lot of weight because of it, which is very unhealthy. I've been trying to lose the weight, but it's very hard because one of the side effects of Seroquel is it makes you crave carbs. It makes you feel like you're starving. It makes you really hungry. Especially at night. And me, I used to deal with a lot of my depression and anxiety and me going schizo with food. So it's not a good combination. However, all the other medicines that I've tried have had bad side effects of either making me very suicidal or making me want to hurt people, which is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I am one of the lucky ones when it comes to being diagnosed with this. I had a loving, supporting family. I had my dad, who's a Vietnam vet. He 31 years in the military. My mom, who was stay-at-home homemaker, who took care of me. My brother, my little brother, I had a very good support system. Not a lot of people, unfortunately, have that, and that's when things get bad when it comes to this diagnosis, especially with the delusions and sometimes not getting in touch with reality. I cannot speak for everyone else who has the same diagnosis as me. I can only speak for myself, and it was them that kept me grounded. Them and some of my friends too. Without their support, I don't know where I'd be right now. It's possible I could have gone down a different path. One thing I'm proud about myself is, unlike a lot of other people who have the same diagnosis, I've never been institutionalized. I've never had to be institutionalized. All my psychiatrists and stuff like that I've gotten, the help that I've gotten, I've never needed it. I've never gotten so to the point of being flipped out that I need, to be hospitalized, which is a good thing. You don't want that. It's, as you saw in the thumbnail, it is kind of scary, especially when you're by yourself, and at least for me, and hearing the voice and hearing her talk, and to me, it sounds like a person in the room. It's not like, how do I explain it? You know how when everyone can think in their head, and you can hear your voice in your head? Well, not everyone. I've read there's some people that can't do that, which is crazy. But you know how most people can do that, and you can hear yourself in your head? It's not like it's in my head. It's like she's right next to me or in front of me. Like, you can hear exactly where she is. She's not like in the head and you just hear it in your head. It's like if a person's in the room with you, but there's no one there. She was always like, I don't want to say my conscience, but she was very vocal if she didn't like someone. And about 4 times out of 10, she would be right about the person. But I didn't really listen to her much because a lot of the times it was just annoying. As I said, she never told me to hurt anyone or anything like that, but she was always really like, this person can't be trusted. They're gonna use you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Trust me, I'm your only friend, and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't want to say it's like, it feels normal, but it does feel normal because that's all I've known my whole life was this voice, this female voice in my head. Well, I don't want to say in my head, but this female voice, this companion that I had. Let's say it that way, a companion that I had that would always be there day and night, that would always talk to me, that would always, it was comforting, but at the same time, it's not normal. It took, when the medicine finally worked, because a lot of the times when I took the medicine, it wouldn't work. She'd still be there, but she'd sound drunk, which is weird. And then she finally stopped after taking the medicine for a long time, and it was jarring to not have that constant companion anymore, not have that voice. It almost made me freak out to the point where I wanted to get off the medication because I didn't, that wasn't normal to me. It's how to put it? trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's like a death in the family, I guess you could say. You would have it's like it's like having someone constantly live with you, and then just one day they're gone. Be it they moved out, or they passed away, or something like that, and you never hear from them again. That's the best way I can put it. It's jarring like that. It's unnerving. I mean, even now thinking about it, it makes me shiver because I kind of feel alone now. I feel like I don't have that companionship. It's not there no more. She's not there no more. And for a while there, I felt lost. I felt like, who could I trust? You know, who could I rely on? Because for years, since I was a wee lad, you know, that's all I relied on is her in a way. Well, not rely, but it's very hard to explain unless you actually actively experienced it yourself. A lot of the times, I like I said, I don't want to talk about why I have PTSD. That's a whole other topic. But when stuff had happened that I witnessed and seen that were not good, to put it lightly, she was there for comfort. After a while, you know, that she felt like a security blanket in a sense, and you know, and a lot of the times I would get into fantasy as an escape from reality even more, and a lot of the fantasies was what you're seeing me do here, play video games. Video games were my outlet. I could tune out everything that was wrong or was going on, even with her, and just get lost in the world of adventure where I was a knight or something. I especially loved role-playing games. They were the games that I liked. I mean, I played a lot of multiplayer games too with my friends if they'd come over or something, but a lot of the times I prefer to play these role-play games by myself because I felt like, you know, I could be the hero. I could do anything. I don't have to worry about being afraid anymore. I don't have to worry about, you know, not being normal, not being able to relate to people. I don't know if this is normal for a lot of other people with my condition, but I had a very big lack of empathy towards people. I couldn't relate to people at all. Something bad happened with them, I would fake it and be like, you know, I'm sorry I hear that, you know, that happened to you. But unless it actively happened to me, I didn't understand what people were going through. Which, thinking about it now, it's horrible. I've gone through a lot of therapy to learn to not be like that. Obviously, the therapy's been working because, you know, I have Kende here with me. I have, you know, I'm able to have meaningful relationships now. Younger, yeah, I had friends, but when it came to actual romantic relationships, they never last at all. Even when I got older, they didn't last, especially if I had a psychotic episode where I started getting paranoid and started thinking people were out to get me, or thinking that even my partner might be out to get me, thinking that she would be plotting on me and stuff like that. You know, relationships fell apart. It's not fun. But it's also not like how the media portrays it, where it's like all psychotic and you're going completely crazy and stuff like that. At least for me, it's never been that way, where it's all psychotic and where I'm completely going unhinged and stuff like that. Or how they portray some people with schizophrenia as their murderous intent, which is a completely different diagnosis. People like that suffer from more likely than not antisocial personality disorder, which is a completely different diagnosis. One that they tried to say when I was younger that I had, but it didn't fit. Because there's different. The way they diagnose you is they ask you questions, and if you have like 4 out of 5 or something like that of the symptoms, then you're that. Mental health and all that stuff is a very imprecise science, because sometimes a lot of people don't realize this, and even people who are suffering from mental health don't realize it, but that sometimes symptoms overlap with each other on different diagnosis. So there's a chance that you can get diagnosed as something else when you're something else. That's why there's a lot of people out there that end up getting try to get the help they need, but they don't get the help they need right away because certain doctors will say certain things. I've been a bit lucky with that because I haven't done medicine until I got older. My mom refused to put me on medicine, and for good reason. I don't think medicine is good for you as a kid unless you absolutely needed it. And I think I might have needed it, but not to the point where it was absolutely needed. I was managing on my own. And, it didn't get worse until I got older. That's the thing. At least for me, it didn't get worse until I got older. Like I said, I can't speak for everyone else who has the same condition as I do, because there's different things that could happen. I mean, there's people out there that actually hallucinate, like see things and people and have complete conversations with people who aren't there. I've never done that. I have never had that sort of break from reality, thankfully. Like I said, mine was just a voice in my head. But I think that's about it about my experience with it. I mean, it was tough living with it, but as you can see, I mean, I'm quite stable. I mean, to the point, even when I was off my medication, even then people were shocked to find out that I was schizophrenic, because I wasn't, it was just a voice in my head. It wasn't, something. I mean, it's severe enough. On top of all the other stuff I have, agoraphobia, anxiety, and stuff, that I'm on disability for it. It's hard for me to hold a job. That's another thing about mental disorders, is a lot of us are hard. We can't hold jobs. And it's not that we don't want to work. It's not that. I mean, I would love to have a job where I could make money, but it's hard for me to be around strangers in public, and even though the voice is gone now because of my medication, I still have that paranoia that comes. I still have episodes, even with my medication, and it's probably because I'm on such a low dose, but if I take any higher, there'd be no way I could do video game content like this for you guys or anything like that. It would be too I would be tired all the time. I'd be sleeping all the time. I would be a zombie. I wouldn't be able to function. And that's what I want to be able to do, is have the health and function, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a good place. And maybe to a doctor out there who ends up finding this, they're like, no, I would put you on this and this and this. Well, the thing about it is this is working for me. Yeah, do I have episodes every once in a while where I'm paranoid about things? Yeah, of course. But I also been in therapy to the point where I know how to handle it. I know what to do now to handle it. Does it always work? Of course not. But at least now I know how to handle it better. Where if I start getting paranoid, I can sit back and be like, you know what? It's the mind. The mind is literally playing tricks on me. My mind is literally going a little bit haywire, and I just need to evaluate, relax, maybe walk on the treadmill, maybe play a video game, talk to Kende or my mom or my dad, talk to my support group, and I'll make it through. And it's worked. Anyways, the regular video will be up tomorrow. I thought since it was Mental Health Week, I'll share this. Thank you for listening, and you know, then for those who happen to find this, who are suffering from the same thing or maybe something else, you know, there is help out there. You can get help. You can get healthy. You can get to a place where you're able to function. I'm living proof that you can function from, you know, having mental health issues. You can function. You can be able to live a life that's fulfilling. You're able to make meaningful connections with people. I don't have a lot of friends in real life anymore. A lot of them have, well, as sad as it sounds, either they've been dead, they went to jail, or, you know, thankfully some of them got married and have kids. But, you know, I've met a lot of people online and joined communities, and you could do that. There's a lot of communities out there for gaming and other things that you could join and make meaningful connections. So, I hope this was enlightening, and I hope that whatever you're doing, you have a wonderful day. I will see you next time, and the regular video will be out tomorrow. Hop you later.